Hello and welcome again to another video today. Today I'm going to share my story how I got introduced to elves for the first time. How was my first interaction with them? Because I think it's maybe something that you could also relate to, or maybe use my story and how I connected with them to maybe try to connect with them yourself. So it was autumn 2021 when I was in the middle of a course for Lemurian light healing, and my channel started opening up again. And I went into the forest for meditation, and in the meditation I started spontaneously connecting to trees. I spontaneously connected to animals and got some very interesting information. And then when I left, I had this feeling of something being present on bushes and smaller plants and watching me, and I was like, yeah, that's weird. Nah, that's nothing. And I left. And just before I exited the forest, I got a very strong voice in my head saying, stop, stop, stop. Why don't you want to talk to us as well? And that was so loud. I was like, okay, that's weird. And then I actually could see a bunch of elves. There was elder elf, which was maybe half a meter tall or so, with two helpers on each side. I would say more senior elves, but not elders yet. And a huge number, I would say 20 or 30 small elves. Those were maybe 20 to 30 centimeters tall, so they were smaller than the elder. And then they asked me if I want to work with them. And I was like, very naively, like, yeah, why not? I mean. And then I asked, so what do you want me to do? And they said, you should first learn about plants in the forest, about trees, bushes, and other plants. I was like, okay, good. And then I saw how these small elves started being so excited and so happy. It's so cheerful. It's like a small kid would get a favorite candy. That much joy they were having. They almost started dancing and jumping around. It was so nice to see that. So then I went out of the forest back home, thought I completely lost it, thought that maybe I'm getting schizophrenia or something. I really thought it's like I'm getting the craziest ideas in my life. So yeah, I kind of brushed it off and I kind of recovered after the whole interaction, and then I went to sleep. Next day, normal day. In the evening, I went to bed pretty early because I wanted to read something. And I opened the book, started reading the first page, made a few paragraphs, and then I could feel the presence of elves in my sleeping room, just like a meter away. I was like, okay, guys, I'm reading. And they were like, yeah, we just came to gently remind you that you promised us something, that you're going to work with us and that you're going to study trees and bushes. And I was like, okay, can I at least finish this page that I'm reading now? Of course I couldn't finish it because I was already distracted, and I was like distracted just by presence that I had next to my bed. So then I got out of my bed and went to living room when I was meditating, usually to my meditation spot. And then I said, okay, guys, what do you have to tell me? What is the message? And then I had the most significant download ever in my life. I would say even up till today, where it was a very clear movie of what and how my life would be if I decide to work with them. So they showed me the whole, let's say, timeline for the whole life. And it was very intense, very emotional as well. with a lot of details, and they also instructed me where I should go to visit. They showed me the country, and not only the country, but the region in the country. They showed me West Sweden. So I brushed it off a bit, and because it was middle of the COVID and everything was closed and one couldn't really travel the way one could or wanted to travel, I postponed the whole thing for a year and a half. And when I was in Sweden for the first time, then in 2023, it was very intense experience because my body remembered, my soul remembered. It was a lot of emotional encounters. It was a lot of spontaneous past life regressions, how I was connected to Sweden and why I needed to come back. And then 8 months after my first visit of Sweden, I actually moved to Sweden. I live here now. So yeah, let me know if any of you has this connection with elves or maybe any other elementals like fairies, trolls, dwarfs or something else. And yeah, maybe in the next one I can explain you more about how I see elementals and where you can find them. Yeah, until then, take care and see you next video. Bye bye.